All right, so today we're going to be doing standard form of any angle, and then degrees versus radians, and your coterminal angles. So first, an angle on the coordinate plane is in standard form when its vertex is at the origin, and then one line rise like this. So that's standard form. The x-axis is called your initial side, and this side right here is called your terminal side. So when you go clockwise this way, or when you go counterclockwise this way, you're going in the positive angle, and if you go in this direction like this, you're going in the negative. And one full rotation is 360 degrees. You should also know between the difference. So 360 degrees is the same thing as a 2 pi radian, which means 180 is equal to a 1 pi radian. So that tells us if I want to go from convert degrees to radians. So I want converting radians to this over here should be, I think these are backwards. Converting, to degrees. So if I have degrees first, and then I'm going to multiply it. So I want degrees, and I'm going to turn it into radians. I'm going to multiply it by pi over 180, and that turns it into radians. And then this one, I'm going to have radians, and I'm going to multiply it by 180 over pi. You just flip the answer here, and then that will give me a degree. So to convert these here, I just need to multiply this by pi over 180. So grab your calculator and do 60 ABC 180 equals, or 60 divided by 180, and turn it into a fraction, and you should get pi over 3. All right, so 160, do the same thing, and you're going to get 8 pi over 9. And don't put the pi's in there, just do 160 divided by 180 and turn it into a fraction, right? So do 330 divided by 180 and turn it into a mixed number. So you get 11/6. This will be negative pi over 4, negative 230 pi over 18, and negative 5 pi over 12. Over here, now I'm going to be multiplying by 180 over pi, so the pi's are going to cancel for us. So in your calculator, do 5 times 180 divided by 18. So here, times 180 over pi, so I'm going to cancel my pi, so do 11 times 180, and then divide that by 9. The same thing here, 180 over pi, pi's cancel, so 7 times 180 divided by 3. So this becomes negative 30, negative 285, and negative 135. So on the back, coterminal angles. So coterminal angles are angles that you have that are off by 360 degrees from each other. So if it's degrees, you're going to add and subtract 360. And if it's radians, whoa, that's a weird degrees and everything. And then if it's a radian, you're going to do 2 pi, because that's the same thing as a radian. So we're going to determine if these are coterminal. So what I would do is I can do 305 minus 360, and I get negative 55. That means they're off by 360 degrees. So if I do pi over 4 minus 2 pi over 1, get a common denominator here, so multiply by 4 over 4. So pi over 4 minus 8 pi over 4. And then that's going to give me negative 7 pi over 4. So this is not. So this one here, do 330 minus 360. So that's not coterminal. If I do 3 pi over 2 minus 2 pi, that gives me a pi over 2. So I have to subtract again. When I subtract again, I get negative 5 pi over 2. So that one is coterminal. And you can do it as many times as you need. So we're going to add and subtract 360 degrees here. So I add 360 degrees, I get 510. And when I subtract it, I'm going to get negative 210. So add and then subtract 360. So you're doing it from here. So I do 150 plus it and 150 minus it. Don't do this number minus it. It's 150 that you're using. So 360, so I get 625 and then negative 95. So add and subtract 360. So negative 25 plus 360 is 335, and then negative 25 minus 360 is negative 385. So we're going to add and subtract 2 pi. So this is over 1. So just multiply this number to get common denominators. So pi over 12, so I'm really going to be adding and subtracting 24 pi over 12. So then that will give me 25 pi over 12. And then when I subtract, I'm going to get negative 23 pi over 12. So again, 2 pi over 1, common denominator. I'm going to be adding and subtracting 12 pi over 6. So that gives me 19 pi over 6 and negative 5 pi over 6. And our last one would be 25 pi over 18 and negative 47 pi over 18.